The city was named in honor of Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, whose ancestry is said to have included black heritage. The city of Charlotte has enjoyed a national reputation over the past 30 years for progressive development, economic growth, racial harmony, ethnic diversity, and social advancements, and ultimately came to be known as the crown jewel of the New South, a name that seems to fit when one sees its skyline of buildings that seem topped by skyscraping crowns surrounded by pristine environs. But the skyline that represents the Queen's figurative crown of sparkling diamonds and pearls now has its first shining onyx. 52-year-old Chauncey Mayfield is a Savannah, Georgia native, a graduate of Tuskegee University with an MBA from Harvard in real estate specialty. He organized his Detroit-based Mayfield-Gentry Realty Advisors in 2003. It's now the nation's largest African-American-owned real estate investment and management company. Mayfield-Gentry takes its place on the uptown Charlotte skyline with its purchase of 3 major properties in the heart of the Central City's business district of major banks, condos, office buildings, and sports facilities. Mayfield-Gentry bought 3 major properties just 1 block off the highly vaunted Square: 200 South Tryon, 201 South Tryon, and 237 South Tryon. To many Charlotte insiders, Mayfield's move came as a shock. To him, it was a carefully orchestrated maneuver that he explained during a reception in his honor at 201 South Tryon.
You know, quietly as it's kept, we've actually been here for 2 years. We bought this building in 2006, and then we bought 200 South Tryon in 2007. Before I get into my remarks, you know, B was kind enough to share with you that some of the things that Mayfield-Gentry has accomplished over the years. But I got to tell you, there's absolutely nothing that I have accomplished alone. I have the pleasure of having 4 partners who I like as people, I love as friends, and we have a great time together. I always tell them, when I stop having fun at this, I'm leaving. So with that, let me just introduce to you my partners. As one of my partners have said, we were making an investment presentation about a week ago, and at the end of the presentation, she said to the investor, we've gone from $15 million to $1 billion in just about 5 years, and we did it predominantly with women. And so 2 of my 4 partners are women, and they make that clear to me all the time. My partner to my immediate right here is Blair Aikman. Blair's our CFO. Blair joined us about a year and a half ago, just about 2 years now. And I'll tell you a little story about what you can do when you believe, when you need talent and you go after it. Blair, on a day-to-day basis, is responsible for every dollar we spend, we invest, and more importantly, he has perfected the art of saying no in a lot of different ways, especially to me. In the middle is Alicia Diaz, who's our general counsel, and we affectionately refer to Alicia as our walking Google. Any obscure fact you want to know in life, Alicia knows it, and she knows it backwards and forwards. Alicia and I worked together at Shore Bank, and I remember telling Alicia one time, I said, Alicia, you're one of the smartest people I know anywhere. What you need to know is that I need to put you out there so you can confirm it for yourself. And she has done that repeatedly. My biggest concern on a day-to-day basis, that's why we keep saying, the pot's going to get bigger. Alicia, you get more, is that one of these law firms don't try and pick her off. My third partner is Marcia Bass, and Marcia is a daughter of North Carolina. Marcia is a native of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And has quite a lineage here in North Carolina. Her dad was one of the first African-American executives at RJR Nabisco. Marcia Bass, we had the pleasure of having dinner with him last night. Marcia literally makes the train run on time. She's our chief operating officer and makes sure that my entrepreneurial zeal doesn't get out of control. And as we continue to grow, and I don't want anything to do with policy, I don't want anything to do with procedures, she puts in the policy, she puts in the procedures, and she makes sure that we're working on a day-to-day basis in a way that looks like a corporation. I just want to make decisions. I look up in the mirror and I said, in the morning time, I say, let's go out and buy a building. I look in the mirror and say, that sounds like a good idea, and we go and do it. Marcia, you can't do that. You just can't do that. You got all these people money. You can't do that. So Marcia runs our business on a day-to-day basis, and I got to tell you, Marcia was in advertising for a number of years, and she's the chief operating officer at Mayfield-Gentry on a day-to-day basis. But when I started in 2003, I had no money to hire anyone, and at the time, I leveraged the fact that I was dating Marcia, and I said, "Can you help me for nothing?" And she's been helping me, but I've had to. And so, I understand what the role is between 9 and 5. After 5 o'clock, I stepped back. I said, "All right, I'm following your lead on here on out." So it's been tremendous. And our fourth partner is Emory Matthews, who's our chief investment officer. Emory is either will walk in the next few minutes, but we're about closing deals, and Emory was closing a deal in Detroit today. And so Emory called me and said, "Man, we got this deal. I said, "No, stop. Close the deal. Get on a plane and get here." And so the deal must not be closed because he's not here. So it said that Emory is really the person that did a lot of the research, a lot of started compiling a lot of the information on North Carolina some time ago. And as B said, I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, and my parents are from Greenville, South Carolina, and so I was familiar with the Old South. And so when Emory said to me, "There's this opportunity in Charlotte, North Carolina," and I said, "Charlotte, North Carolina?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It's great." And he said, "Chauncey, trust me." And Emory is probably one of the best deal guys in this country.
Mayfield stressed that his company looks forward to being a good corporate citizen in a city known for good corporate citizenship by giving back to the community it serves. To that end, he made financial contributions to 3 local charities. Mayfield noted that his company is built on a strong religious faith. In its 5-year history, Mayfield-Gentry has grown from a $15 million business to a $1 billion company. And Mayfield says his goal is to be a $5 billion company over the next 5 years. Ken Kuntz reporting for Headline Videos.